ready for a pistol-whipping, leather-flapping, dust-flinging, knuckle-clinging, gun-snatching, sweat-beating, eye-squinting shooterama. Strap in, because this is Ellie and Tomasso, a reckoning at high moon. It's been a little while since we've talked about my musical, and I've worked really hard on it for the last year or so. I haven't posted a video in a little while, but here we go. This is Act 1, Scene 1. A small home in the Old West with a couple of windows. Simple daily objects are strewn about. Very lived in. It's just Ellie and her father Tad, who are fairly poor, that live there. Ellie is off stage outside, seen through the windows. Ellie is wrestling with some pigs, but wears an era skirt. The doorway to the small old western home is backlit. Tad, Ellie's father, humbly sits at the kitchen table reading a newspaper. Music starts. Singing starts. That's what you're about to hear right now. Okay, we're back. Enter Father Time as he is seen through the window, standing near Ellie. Father Time is very eccentric through his deliberate actions that are gospel preacher-like in nature. Everything Father Time does is controlled, but slick and large, so one could say that he moves with calculated purpose. Father Time carries a social facade that is thick with pomp and circumstance. In this case, his kindness is nothing but a thin social veil. A faint ticking of the clock surrounds the presence of Father Time on the piano. Boop, 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 boop. Well, well, if it ain't the littlest rascal, Ellie, the young kin of Thaddeus Bartholomew Woodsfield, in the flesh. Pa, there's a scoundrel at the gate. Father Time's silhouette fills up the doorway as he makes his grand entrance into Tad and Ellie's home. Tad is startled but attempts not to show it. Takes out his gun and puts it on the table without Father Time knowing. Still reads the paper. Well, that ain't no scoundrel. Unless my eyes are deceived, it's the esteemed Father Time. I must admit I am stunned at the sight before me. Now what do I owe to the pleasure of your surprise visit? Ellie and Father Time are seen through the window. Cutting off Ellie from fully entering into the home, Father Time starts. Do us a favor now, little darling, and up and run off. Adults are fixing to jabber some. Why don't you go and find something else to muddle in? Go on now, Ellie. Do as our dignified drop-in advises. Rustle up some pig's feed. Ellie is frozen and gazing at Father Time in sort of a vacant look of fear, but also with suspicious intentions after a while. An off-putting note plays on the piano. Go on now. Yes, sir. Ellie exits. It is fortuitous that I was in the vicinity, but I thought I'd have a little sojourn with you. Check in on all your goings-ons as of late. Got another short order for some whiskey barrels. You know how it is. I'm hooked on this newspaper like a fish on a line. I can't seem to reel myself in from all the calamity in our town and country. And what headlines graced the page this morning? Robberies ravaged town as Raven's gang declared nuisance. Those Mississippi marauders will have it coming. Heavens to Betsy! The town's All Hallows Eve October time hootenanny extravaganza is still on, even with all these perversions of our laws. Ellie sprouted up like a weed. Sure did. Quite the pity. Mabel would have loved to see her blossom. Yes, just the two of us. We grapple with the deprivation. Harrowing and harmonious. That it is, sir. I was worried about your well-being. What with all these robberies as of late, mighty kind of you to consider us. How's Pearl? A peach, as always. She is a peach. Tad, my compatriot. I cannot help but notice a pungent aroma lingering about, although my sniffer is having trouble ascertaining such a scent. Can you sense it? Go on, sneak a sniff. Have a huff. Takes a few steps around the house as he becomes more animated. A very peculiar pleasantry. Sweet but tart. Still warm yet dissipating. Suspended in the air like a lingering spirit of a smell. Just wafting through these walls like a ghost transgressing. An apparition of an aroma. I declare, amen. Even more animated. I cannot seem to bring clarity to this familiar and celestial scent. Tad takes a feeble sniff, but more for show. You're making me jealous with all this odorous talk. I'm afraid I haven't encountered such a pleasant stench in many a moon. Years of shellacking lacquer on those whiskey barrels has anesthetized my olfactories. Father Time points to the smell. Pie! Pie? I do declare my senses detect pie. Tad weak attempt at sniffing to confirm. Pie. Now I'm taken aback. Startled even. Why would I encounter such a stench? My eyes spy a high probability that this place lacks the creature comforts that require a woman's delicate touch. There's just a flame-licked hot pot and some stanky sooty boots in an otherwise barren oven. I must admit, it's been more than a blue moon since I've fired up that oven. Must be wafted through here from over yonder. Since I've been ruminating, my senses of nostalgia has captured the culprit of this zesty fragrance. Even blindfolded, my sniffer could easily detect that toothsome smell in any lineup. Strawberry rhubarb. Well, if you say so. I can't smell nothing nice. It has the potent and comforting tang. Probably got whipped up by the wind and carried on the wings of a dove. Just for you. Attempts to change the subject of conversation. Mean storm brewing. Fixing to rain cats and dogs before too long now. You prepping to ride out the storm here? Or keeping on passing through? Father Time steps out to the doorway threshold and looks up to the sky, and then at Tad deviously. My. Sure does seem like it's going to rain down heavy on you. I beg your pardon? Do you know who makes strawberry rhubarb pies? Not just any. The best, as far as the crags meet the holler. Well, do you? Give a gander, take a guess. Pearl? My peach. My one and only peach. Oh, yeah. I seem to recall her baking an award-winning strawberry rhubarb pie in last year's town All Hallows Eve, October time, hootenanny extravaganza. Pa? That's right. The hootenanny. Enter Ellie from outside. Not now, Ellie. Attend to the pen. Everything okie dokie, Pa? Father Time's social mask goes back up, even more intense for Ellie. We were just having a friendly confabulation about pies and other silly nonsensities. All this hoopla over pie? Ellie, you wouldn't know anything about any pie now, would you? No, she doesn't. She can speak for herself. She's a big girl. 9, is it? Number of cats' lives, just the same now. Yes, Ellie's big now. Well, don't keep me waiting for your little answer, wee one. Ellie, do you know anything about any pie? Go on. Tell a guest what you know about pie. I don't know nothing about no pie. You sure now? Does the South African swallow fly south for the winter? All right, Ellie. You can up and run off now. Go on, Ellie. Do what the man says and up and run off now. You see, this is the most serendipitous event. It is? My wife, my peach. Oh, she's special, ain't she? Yes, she is. You're very lucky. Well, she happened to toil over a very special pie yesterday evening. Really? That is serendipitous. Really? Really? Well, her rheumatoid fingers lovingly interwove the lattice crust like a tapestry. Sounds laborious. Mind if I relieve my hands of such cumbersome trinkets on your table? Oh, I could percolate a pot of coffee if you're anticipating on jawing all day. No. No need for coffee. I set a clock. Tad is a little confused, but is hiding it with social agreeable politeness. We wouldn't want the daylight getting away from us with all this wind picking up. Well, can I unburden myself of my accoutrements? Allow me to... Clears the way, hiding the gun in the newspaper. As Father Time puts down a few things, such as a gun and holster, maybe a canteen, and a notebook, he discovers jelly filling on the table and stops in his tracks. Father Time hesitates. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Perhaps in your bereaved state, it didn't cross your mind to instill in Ellie the finer details of how a lady's supposed to give the house a good scrub-a-dub-dub. Seems like y'all been overindulging lately. Wasn't expecting to entertain none. I'll admit the tediness of tidiness has certainly gotten away from us. Me, not much to celebrate these days. Why'd you inquire? Seem to have stuck my skin to the table with some jelly-like substance is all. Oh, Ellie, she can be sloppy with her bread and jelly preserves. Nothing a good talking to can't fix. Ease up off of her, Bronco. A muss is a mess, as is a mess is a muss. Seems to be a sour-colored gelatinous substance. Let me biff and buff our breakfast remains out of your way. You see, we wasn't anticipating to receive such a distinguished guest, such as Father Time today. Bless this mess. That's what Mabel used to sing. No need. Allow me. Father Time deliberately takes his finger and wipes the jelly off of the table onto his finger. Tarnations! Your finger's all jellied up. Here's a rag to pass over that dollar. Tad tries fervently to wipe Father Time's finger. Father Time pulls away, holding the jellied finger out. Now why would I go and polish my soiled finger on a grubby old rag? I'll unsilly it myself. How are you supposing on doing that? Why, I can lick it with my tongue. When I possess a clean towel rag over yonder? Surely you wouldn't want to tamper your taste buds with some sticky substance that befell your fingers, Father Time. Well, I'd hate to smear this smudge on a fresh new towel and inundate you with more washing. Nonsense. That's what towel rags are for. Ellie enters holding a large autumn-turned maple leaf. Pa, pigs are fed. That's real nice, Ellie. Oh, hi, Father Time. Y'all still wrestling with words together? You must be doing a whole lot of chin flapping. Ellie, I'm ever present. We still conversating. The topic at hand seems to have landed on pie. It has? Have we not been discussing pie? Tad's voice is gradually getting higher because he's trying to emphasize to Ellie what's going on. I suppose we were. Ellie, you recall that pie that Pearl Time made about this time last year for the town's All Hallows Eve, October time, hootenanny extravaganza? You remember the gargantuan pumpkin? We had a sketch made of us right next to it. Right, sweetie? You remember, don't you, Ellie? I don't remember you being shy none. Father Time asked you a question about the pie. Don't be shy now. Oh, that pie that won that ribbon. Memory like a bear trap. The retentiveness of this kid. Mrs. Pearl's strawberry rhubarb pie clinched that ribbon in a landslide vote. Not one defector. Unanimous consent as most congenious confection. Ellie, toss a little water on that there towel rag so Father Time can unsully his soiled finger. That'd be unnecessary. Father Time puts his finger in his mouth and sucks on it. Then licks it all around, tasting the jellied substance. Pa? Not now, Ellie. Father Time smacks his lips dramatically enlarged. Tastes like... Tad, nervous. What you tasting? Strong notes of strawberry. Strawberry? Strawberry? It's strawberry and Now, Ellie, what flavor jelly do you enjoy on your bread in the morning? On my bread? Ellie. Your father divulged in our friendly back and forth that you enjoy jelly with your bread in your belly every morning. It's true. I spilled the beans that you favor bread and jelly when you break your nightly fast. Right, Ellie? What jelly do you delight in as you spread it upon your bread? Go on now, answer him. My quaff ain't writhing with venomous snakes like I'm some kind of Medusa. Unfreeze your tongue, girl. I fancy orange marmalade. Orange marmalade. Disappointed she didn't catch on. Dread hits Tad. Orange marmalade. What taste you finger licking? I tasted strawberry and rhubarb. In one fluid motion, Father Time swiftly grabs his pistol revolver from the table and points it at Tad. Pa, you bit the hand that feeds you. You owe me $37 on the fly for protection perpetuity. You done stole the one thing that I anticipate each long year to take delight in. Everyone in the 5 counties knows Pearl Time makes 2. Count 'em, 1, 2 strawberry rhubarb pies a year. One for the All Hallows Eve hootenanny extravaganza, and one for me, her beau. Both are hand woven, with a buttery flaked, sugar glazed, interwoven lattice crust. She's just a kid. I'm sorry, snatch them baked goods. Why the need to deceive me? I'm all she's got. I couldn't help myself. The sweet fragrance dancing on the wind reminded me of when my mama used to whip up flapjacks and stack them straight to the sky. So when I spied the comforting confection, I plucked that pie and gobbled it up. And yet you make me out to be a fool and allowed me to lick my own finger. Tisk, Tad. You withheld the most vitalest morsel of information from me, even as I inquired. Tricky situation we find ourselves in now. What with all the sticky fingers out and about, and all. Yours and mine. I didn't mean nothing by it, mister. She's just a kid. She'll grow up the wise without your wear and tear. No, please, he's all I've gotten left. Father Time's alarm goes off. Time's up. Bang! Gunshot possibly emulated with a few drum kit sounds or maybe a piano noise. Ellie runs over to her father and weeps, trying to awaken her father. Pa! Wake up! Pa! Pa! How could you? My pa didn't pilfer that pie. I did. Should have made time to raise you better. He had to answer for you. Through all of our jibber-jabber jawing, he kept up a duck and cover. Treasonous. Treason? He aided in covering up a most egregious assault against me. Denied me of my most beloved, tantalizing treat. A life for rhubarb. Man's got to stand on those principles. Couldn't be repenting for your sin. You're just a kid. And you're a vile, no-good, orphan-making scoundrel. Tread lightly, half-pint. Don't get yourself stirring like this wind and twist the truth like a tornado. You'd lead me to believe Pa's blood is on my hands, not yours. Father Time takes the maple leaf from Ellie. Right now, you're stuck in the mucket of it all. The stench of manure you're standing in, knee-high, stings your nostrils. It's got your temper flaring like a bull about to rampage. Ain't nothing more than fertilizer for the flower that will later blossom when one day you will come to appreciate the beauty in death. Oh, Pa, I'm sorry. Let this be a lesson to you, child. I best not see you rooting around my home nor anyone else's home anywhere near these 5 counties ever again. Father Time exits. Tense piano music score plays. Lightning strikes. Thunder booms. Ellie takes a few things from her home and runs out crying. Ellie takes her father's gun, a canteen, a rolled up blanket, and a few other things. It's raining. End scene. All right. So this has been Ellie and Tomasso, Act 1, Scene 1. Lots happened so far, and more is going to happen, so you better tune in for the next video. Please subscribe, please like, share. I'm really trying to get to Fringe this year. There's so much going on. I think I'm ready. I got 13 songs. We are golden. So, please help. Please help this project get off its feet. It's got legs, I'm telling you. All right, thanks a lot. See you next time.